Hi guys, I'm Kaylin and I'm here with Africa International House. Today we are going to be interviewing Uncle Abdul. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Abdul Brahima, and I'm the Vendor Relations Director of the African Festival of the Arts, and also a board member of Africa International House. We are the producers and promoters of African Festival of the Arts.
Yes, that is amazing. He is one of the people who make this show even possible. Can you tell us about how you became a part of the organization and what you do for them?
Well, first of all, my background, even though it's computer programming, but on my younger days, I was a student of art and craft back in Ghana. That's where I was born and raised. And also, I participated in what we call drama, as a drama student. So I was kind of interested in, being in art, even though when I came out of high school, I ended up with being a computer programmer analyst. But on the side, I kept, with the artistic part of me, which is I love to dance, and I did a lot of, African dancing. When I came here, I did some dancing with Victor Clotti. He was one of the pioneers of African International House, group of people who actually started African dancing here in Chicago. So having said that, I became a volunteer, first of all, for the African International House, African Festival of the Arts. I volunteered for about 3-4 years, and then I was drafted to become, the vendor relations assistant to another young lady who actually trained me. We call her Yeye, but actually her name is Gwen Luster. She was my mentor, and she taught me about, the vendor relations prospects. And procedures and processes. So I took it over from her. And luckily for me, I speak 6 languages.
Wow,
so I was
that's
able
amazing.
to contribute to the overall processes of the African festival, especially since we got vendors coming from all over the world. And by speaking at least 6 of the languages, out there, I was able to communicate with them. So that was my contribution. And I've been doing this for the past 23 years.
Wow, that is amazing. What 6 languages do you speak?
Well, first of all, the English is our official language, and then French, and then 4 African languages. Some people call them dialects, but actually they are languages. 3 of them are from Ghana, which is Ga, Twi, and Hausa is from Nigeria, and Yoruba is from Nigeria. So if you add them up, I come up to about 6 languages. And I do dabble every now and then in Spanish, but I feel more comfortable in the 6 languages I just mentioned.
Wow, that is really impressive. I myself dabble in Spanish. I took it for a few years in high school and was able to, you know, practice it and build on my skills with it. But I'm nowhere near as advanced, speaking as you are.
Yeah, well, with languages, if you don't practice, if you don't have anybody to speak to, with rather, you tend to forget it, and that's some of my biggest challenges. Once the festival is over with, my French is put on the back burner. But as soon as maybe a month or 2 to the festival, then believe it or not, I try to refresh my French languages, by actually, playing some tapes that are French tapes that I do have in my possession to be able to brush up a little bit on that. But the other languages, they are my native language. I speak them just about every day. I speak, Yoruba with my children. My ex-wife, speaks Hausa with my children. So my children are, multilingual as well.
Wow, that's really amazing. That's good that you're instilling in them, the ability to speak different languages because it's useful, like you said. Very useful.
Yes, yes. And then, but believe it or not, I do recruit them during the festival. They do help out, with the because it was during the holidays for them as well. So they love to come to the office, African International House, to help out with the phone calls and some other, miniature stuff that, I may have for them to do, like Xerox and doing some other stuff. So it's all in the family.
That is so awesome. It's always good to, keep it in the family because you never know. They might, utilize those skills you taught them young and it would really help them in the long run.
I hope so. And we're trying to, as we speak, this evening, we're trying to recruit the young ones to come on board as volunteers and eventually, as trainees, and we can train them so that they can take over. I know I'm not going to be there forever, and we would like to have, young ones, coming in, just like you're doing right now. It's something that we would like to encourage, people like you to step up the plate and be able to help out and eventually take over. And you're doing a fantastic job, by the way.
Well, thank you. I enjoy the opportunity that you guys gave me.
Oh, well, great. And the other thing too, the festival this year was really great.
It was.
Oh yeah, I was so proud of. I guess I got to pat myself on the back.
You deserve it.
We have over 300 exhibitors, and I would say 90% of the vendors are repeat customers, so that keeps us going. About 5% or 10%, were new ones that came in this year, and we were very glad to have them. And then the other thing too, a lot of people don't realize is that it is not a musical festival. It's a festival of the art and craft. Yes, music is part of it, but music is not, the only thing with the African Festival of the Arts. And those of you, our patrons out there who have been coming, you can attest to that. That it's a place where you go and you meet family members, friends from school, you name it, and also come to shop, eat, and be entertained as well. And we have varieties of all kinds of African art and craft. This year, thank God, this is our 27th year, and there was no rain. Normally, it always rains at least one of the days, but this year we were blessed with no rains at all. I mean, for the 4 days.
That's amazing.
And it was really nice. And my part of the job, besides processing all the vendors from around the world and from here and from Canada and the Caribbean, my takeaway is how we were able to transform the entire Washington Park into a huge African village. We have all the tents, all the electricity and everything. So for 4 days, I always joke that for 4 days, that's the closest you can come to Africa during the Labor Day weekend African Festival of the Arts. So those of you who missed it this year, don't worry, we're still going to be around. Hopefully you'll be able to join us next year for the 28th, anniversary of the African Festival of the Arts. It's a place where if you're looking for wearable arts, it's a place to come and shop. If you're looking for authentic African art and crafts, like figurines or statuettes and things like that for your home decor, it's a place for you to come. And also if you want to taste all kinds of variety of food from all over Africa and the Caribbean, and of course, and from here we call it a soul food. Again, that's a place for you to come and have all these experiences. And we also appreciate, our senior citizens who have been coming. They really come on a busload, to the festival. We have group, discounts and so forth. For those of you who did not take advantage of that, I'm telling you right now, mark it, on your notes so that you can ask all these questions around the time when the festival is about to take place. Again, we have advance tickets are very cheap. And they are very reasonable. I won't use the word cheap, I would rather, use the word reasonable. Of course, at the gates, the price goes up a little bit. However, it is a place where, you can come and see, like this year, for instance, you come and see Howard Hewitt, and also to see Rolls Royce, for less than, I mean, $20. I mean, where else can you go, and see these two icons in our community and in the country, for that amount of money. So it's a place where you need to come.
That is true. That's very true. I think it was a great experience as well. We have a caller on the line. We're going to go ahead and let them talk.
Hello?
He-
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Yes, good evening, and my name is Azaka. I'm watching the show. I enjoy it, and I like your shirt, brother. Okay, you said there was no rain during the African Festival of the Art. However, there was heat. This year we didn't have rain. We have heat 92 degrees. But anyway, that's a joke.
That's a good joke.
Yes.
Yeah, what I want to say is to congratulate the African Festival of the Art. This year, I noticed, I go every year, but this year I noticed more variety of material, African cloth, and brand new one, different region, East Africa, West Africa. So I noticed there was a difference, really, because usually I go and buy African cloth, which is very affordable, and well, this is great. The show is great. I enjoy seeing you, and keep up the good work for next year.
Okay, great. And from his accent, he sounds like my Haitian brother, if I'm not mistaken, because he has that accent. Yes, we that's the other thing too. The African International House Board of Directors is made up of people of African descent. We have Haitians on the board of directors. We have African Americans. We have Native Africans from the motherland. We have African Americans as well. So it's a combination of people of African descent that comes together, and they come together to formulate all the policies and everything that brings us into the Chicago community, and we have been blessed for the past 27 years to be doing this. In fact, we believe we are the largest African arts and craft festival in the nation, if not Midwest, but in the nation, and we've been doing this for the past 27th year, and hopefully we'll be around for the 28th year, to really keep the culture going. We have our children participating, just like the caller just mentioned. We have a variety of stuff. We have clothings and all kinds of other things that you're looking for. And that's the thing. And again, earlier I was trying to crack a joke by saying, that's the closest you can come to Africa. You don't need no visa. You don't have to worry about all those shots that you have to take. You don't have to worry about expensive plane fare, because an average plane fare just to the west coast of Africa will run you between $1,500 to $1,700. So it's so when we give this, when the time comes for African Festival of the Arts, we say take advantage of that. That's the closest you can come to. All you have to do is hop on your CTA, or do a carpool and then come down to the south side of Chicago, and you will be right there, 51st and Cottage Grove, which is our venue, has been our venue for many years, and we intend to be there for many years. And so those of you who missed it, don't worry. Again, like I said, we are going to be around, and every year we try to improve upon how we bring all these various vendors together. The other thing too that we don't mention, and I'm going to mention that, I'm going to take advantage of that, and that is, we have given other young entrepreneurs the chance to actually showcase their product at the African Festival of the Arts. People don't realize that is a forum that you can come to and to introduce your talents, your creativity, be it in jewelry, be it in clothing, be it in home decor, You know, be it insurance, be it any other kind of business, you are welcome to the African Festival of the Arts, because we will expose you to at least hundred thousands of people for the 4 days that you're gonna be there. You know, for you to be able to engage our people, let them know what your product's all about, let them know the background behind the reason why you have all these products that you want to showcase. So it is a place for you to take advantage of. And, you know, some people call it that an incubator for small businesses, and I do agree.
Yes.
I do agree. You know, a couple of shows before the festival, I believe you had a young vendor who, she's a designer. She was here, and you interview her, and I think her company's name, I forgot, I think it's Blacklist.
Yes,
you know,
Giselle.
Giselle, you know, and Giselle, rather, yes, that's Giselle, but I also say Giselle with a J, right? Giselle. And she was one of the entrepreneurs, and she's a designer. She was able to come to the festival and showcase, you know, her talent, you know, in her designing of African clothing, you know, African fashions, and so on and so forth. We had all that. We have people coming from New York, from California, you name it, the entire United States of America, you know, participating in this festival. So it is something that is yours, it is mine, you know, it is for us to support this festival to make it a success. In addition to that, you know, we had an area within the festival ground. Now we're talking about art and craft. Now there are other areas of, you know, what we call wellness pavilion. We have various pavilion. We have a wellness pavilion where health is being discussed. You know, we have sponsors like University of Illinois, you know, Urban Health. We have University of Illinois Cancer Center. We have University of Chicago. You know, just to name a few. You know, Blue Cross Blue Shield. All these companies were there talking about health. You know, how to make sure that you stay healthy and things like that. We have banks, you know, who were also there as our sponsors. For instance, we had ISF Bank, Illinois Savings Federal Bank. They were there. We were very glad to have them, and they also provided us with ATM machines, and also they were able to engage in the community about how to, you know, how the businesses work, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of other things that takes place within that 4 days. Believe it or not, you know, there's a lot that goes on within that 4 days at the African Festival of the Arts.
Yes, that's so true. You know, I got a chance to go. Of course, I was there. And I got a chance to speak with a lot of the entrepreneurs, because since I was covering the event for my blog, I thought it would be fit to actually engage with some of these vendors and people. And like you said, there's so many different, you know, age brackets and, you know, areas of talent. It's not just, you know, visual arts. You know, it's not just painting or sculpting or whatever it is.
Right.
It's fashion, it's business, it's banking, it's everything. And it's so beautiful that people of color get to, you know, come together and really just advance their, you know, endeavors through the African Festival.
Yes, and then the other thing that we are very proud of is for the past 27 years, believe it or not, 27 years, there has never been any, you know, incident, you know, and that's something that is a credit to our community, you know, with all that negative stuff talking about our community, you know, we can attest to the fact that for the past 27 years and bringing this large group of people of color, you know, to a place for 4 days without an incident tells you that, you know, you shouldn't listen to too many negative stuff about how our community, you know, behave and interact, you know. So that's something we're very, very proud of, you know. And when we're talking about people of color, we have our cousins from Puerto Rico, we have our cousins from Peru, we have our cousins from Brazil, you know, they were there. We have African spirituality, you know, taking place right there at the festival. You know, because there are quite a few of our people of African descent who subscribe to Asian African religion, and they believe it or not, we have a spiritual, you know, village right there where, you know, interaction are being done, where they talk about, you know, Oshun, Ogun, and all kinds of stuff like that.
That's really, really beautiful. We have a caller on the line, and we're going to go ahead and let them talk.
Yes, this is Azaka. I'm back again to tell you there is something you missed, you forgot, brother. When you said 27 years ago, don't forget you started from a sidewalk.
Yep.
This is very important for young people to know. It's a pride for people, all people of African descent. From a sidewalk, you reach now you cover the south side in terms of festival. This is good accomplishment. I want to felicitate, I want to congratulate all of you at the board, because I remember I went down when Patrick Otto was on the sidewalk
Yep.
displaying African artifacts.
Yep.
Now I see what you have accomplished. So this is great. Keep up the good work. Bye.
Thank you very much. And then just like he said, we started, yes, from the sidewalk in Harper's Court. You know, we had, that was 27 years ago, we started with 4 vendors, you know, and then he mentioned our founder, Patrick Wuto, who, by the way, he was from Liberia, you know, with his ex-wife, late wife, who has since made a transition. They came together and they said, look, why don't we expand this into African Festival of the Arts? And that's how we started. The rest is history, you know. And like I said, and like the caller said, I really appreciate his input there, because that tells you for the past 27 years he has been following us, and we are glad to have people like him. They are the ones who keep us going. You, the
Yes.
community, are the ones who keep us going, because without you, without your support, we cannot last this long. So we appreciate all of you from Chicago, from the nearby Indiana, Minnesota, you name it. We appreciate your support, and we hope you continue to support this endeavor, because it's something that is very important to our community and to the to the country at large, and also an eye opener to those of us who just came from the motherland, from be it from the Caribbean, from the mainland Africa. This is also another opportunity for them to see what those of us who have migrated into this society, to see how we're contributing into the society. So we're just not here, some people have the perception, oh, we're only here to take. That's not true. We are here to contribute. We are here to participate. We are citizens. We have children here. So we grow in the community. And by doing that, and by interacting with our African American cousins, we are able to build a very huge community. And when I say African American, I'm not only talking about those born here. We're talking about our Caribbean cousins as well. We're talking about our Latino cousins as well. All these people come to the festival. Believe it or not, they do come to the festival, and they keep us going. And that is what makes us very, very strong. And believe it, even if we say we're going to stop tomorrow, I bet you the community will not let us stop. Because the community is right behind it, and they are the ones who keep us going. In as much as we have our difficulties, our challenges, yet we are able every year to produce the African Festival of the Arts. So anybody who knows anybody that you think can support us, financially, in kind, you name it, please call us. Call us, and you can always reach us. At our African International House, and the telephone number is 773-955-2787, 773-955-2787. You can always leave a message, and we will get to you as soon as possible. And also, if you have any questions about Africa, the Caribbean, anything concerning African centered thing, let us know, and we will be, even if we can't give you the answer, we can always tell somebody to help you out.
Yes, that is amazing. Africa International House and the African Festival of Arts definitely works to, as he said, unify the creative community, the business community with people of color, not just the standard African American, not just standard Native Africans, but all of us, all people of color. We're really trying to work to make sure that we advance the movement, continue the business, and make sure that we grow, contribute, create a community, as he said. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Any last words that you would like to say?
Again, I'm saying those of you who missed this year, don't worry. Come on down next year, and we're going to be there, and we're still going to improve, giving a better better product, than this year, because we try to improve upon all, every year we try to improve upon it. So really, come down. Don't worry. We're gonna see you next year.
All right, we'll see you guys then. This is Kaylin from Africa International House, and we are out. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.